Hello, dear guys. Today we are going to start our second lecture as long as the rotational dynamics is concerned. So, my YouTube channel is Physics Make It Simple. It is completely free, chargeless, no necessity of registration. So, today we are going to discuss most interesting factors regarding the direction of angular velocity, direction of angular displacement, and direction of angular acceleration, dear guys. So let us think about the direction of the angular displacement. But before learning the directions of angular displacement, angular velocity, angular acceleration, we must know right hand rule. What is right hand rule, dear guys? See here, suppose this is an axis of rotation and hold this axis of rotation in the right hand in such a way that these curled fingers are around the axis of rotation and thumb is outstretched. See here guys, these four fingers are curled around the axis like this, which suggests the anti-clockwise direction. At that time this thumb is outstretched in the upward direction. So when the motion indicates, the direction of the motion indicates by these four curled fingers which are around the axis of rotation, then this thumb indicates the direction of the angular displacement. See guys, so I have drawn the diagrams showing the direction of the angular displacement here. So it clearly indicates that if the circular motion is anti-clockwise like this, then direction of the angular displacement delta theta is upward. If the circular motion is anti-clockwise like this, the direction of the alpha is upward. Direction of the angular displacement delta theta is upward. If the circular motion is clockwise, that means like this. If the circular motion is like this, which is denoted by the curled fingers, then thumb goes in a downward direction. See here guys, see here like this. Direction is anti-clockwise. Sorry. Direction is clockwise. At that time thumb is in the downward direction. This thumb denotes the direction of angular displacement and these curled fingers denotes the direction of circular motion. So it clearly indicates that when the circular motion is clockwise, at that time direction of the angular displacement is in the downward direction. The two figures I have drawn in front of you here. If the direction is anti-clockwise, then angular displacement is upward. If the direction is clockwise, then angular displacement is in the downward direction. Another most important thing, dear student, directions are directions of all physical quantities. That is angular displacement, angular velocity, angular acceleration are not in the plane. See here, the directions are perpendicular to the plane. It is either upward or it is either downward. Either upward or downward, depending upon the direction of the circular motion. So if direction of the circular motion is anti-clockwise, then direction of the angular displacement is upward, perpendicular to the plane of the figure. Here If the direction of the motion is clockwise, then direction of the angular displacement is in the downward direction. So these circles are is in the horizontal plane like this. That elliptical circles are not like this. That imagine that elliptical circles are like this, and so that I have drawn that circle in elliptical form because it is in horizontal plane like this, and this is the direction of the angular displacement when the motion is anticlockwise. This is the direction of angular displacement is in the downward direction when the motion is clockwise. Okay, then we'll approach to learn the direction of angular velocity. The same case, just like angular displacement, which is suggested by the right hand rule. When the direction is anti-clockwise, when the direction of the circular motion is anti-clockwise, direction of angular velocity is in the upward direction, perpendicular to the plane of the figure like this. When direction is clockwise, direction of the circular motion is clockwise, then direction of angular velocity omega is in the downward direction. So this is the most important point you should write in your notebook, dear guys. Most important thing. Directions of all physical quantities, I will repeat again, it is suggested by the right hand rule that I have already told you. Then the most interesting and funny article that we want to learn is direction of angular acceleration. See here. We know in the last lecture we have seen, dear students, acceleration is born when the angular velocity changes. So here, if angular velocity omega increases, then direction of omega and direction of alpha, that means direction of angular velocity and direction of angular acceleration, both are along the same direction, which is upward when the motion is anti-clockwise. See here, when the motion is anti-clockwise again, but if omega decreases, then direction of alpha is in the downward direction and direction of omega is in the upward direction. Wait, I will repeat again. I made some hurry. You are not able to understand this. I will repeat again in a slow form. Okay, dear guys. See here again. We know the term acceleration appear when there is a change in angular or linear velocity. Okay. Omega, angular velocity either increases or decreases. Then and then only angular acceleration appear. Okay. Then now, if for a particular circular motion which moves in anti-clockwise direction, and if angular velocity increases, then direction of angular acceleration and direction of angular velocity is along the same direction, which is upward. Okay. When angular velocity omega increases, then direction of angular acceleration and direction of angular velocity both are along the same direction, which is upward for a particular anti-clockwise circular motion. Okay, see here. If angular velocity decreases, at that time direction of the angular acceleration and direction of angular velocity both are opposite. angular acceleration shows vertically downward perpendicular to the plane. Okay, so in both the cases, direction of the angular velocity doesn't change. Direction of the angular velocity always in the upward direction for a particular anti-clockwise circular motion, because in these two diagrams the circular motion is in the anti-clockwise sense. So when the circular motion is in the anti-clockwise sense, though angular velocity increases or decreases, direction of the angular velocity always in the upward direction, omega upward, omega upward. एंगुलर वेलोसिटी की डायरेक्शन नहीं बदल रही है, वो बदलेगी ही नहीं, दो एंगुलर वेलोसिटी आइदर इंक्रीजेस और डिक्रीजेस, बट डायरेक्शन इज इन द अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन फॉर ए पर्टिकुलर anti-clockwise circular motion, dear guys. So these are the two diagrams here. See here the motion are now clockwise. If the motion are clockwise, then angular velocity always in the downward direction. See here, angular velocity omega is always in the downward direction, because the motion of a circular motion of a particle performing circular motion is in the clockwise sense like this, in both the cases direction of the angular velocity is in the downward direction, but when omega increases, then omega and alpha along the same direction. If omega decreases, omega and alpha are in the opposite direction. ये जो चार डायग्राम मैंने ड्रॉ की है, what conclusion we drawn here? In these two diagrams, the direction of the circular motion is anti-clockwise. In these two diagrams, the direction of the circular motion is clockwise. Then let us observe more seriously. In these two diagrams, for a particular direction of circular motion, which is anti-clockwise, though omega increases or decreases, direction of the angular velocity remains same in the upward direction, but direction of the angular acceleration is not remaining same. At the time of increasing angular velocity, direction of the angular acceleration is upward, that is along the direction of the omega vector. At the time of decreasing angular velocity, direction of the angular acceleration is downward. See here again, for a particular circular motion, for a particular direction of circular motion, in these two diagrams, the direction of the circular motion is clockwise. As soon as the direction of the circular motion is clockwise, then direction of the angular velocity we show at first. Direction of the angular velocity in both the diagrams is in the downward direction. Though omega increases or decreases, direction is in the downward direction. See here is also in the downward direction. Direction of the omega is in the downward direction. Direction of the omega is in downward direction, though angular velocity increases or decreases. So direction of the angular velocity is independent of the change in angular velocity. Most interesting and important sentence, that conclusion we drawn from these four diagrams, dear guys. I will repeat again. Direction of the angular velocity is independent of change in angular velocity. Though omega increases, decreases, direction of omega is in the downward direction. Though omega increases, decreases, direction of omega is in upward direction. But if omega increases, alpha is upward. If omega decreases, alpha is downward. Here is also same. If omega increases, alpha is downward. If omega decreases, alpha is opposite to omega. So these are the study of to show the directions of angular displacement, angular velocity and angular acceleration, dear guys. Okay, then we have to learn another important article, that is characteristics of circular motion. So if you have necessary, then after pausing the video you can draw these all diagrams in your notebook. Observe that diagram very carefully. Listen the video lectures again and then draw the directions of angular displacement, angular velocity and angular acceleration, dear guys, as long as the conditions are conserved. Okay, then let me clean the board at first and then we'll start the next article, that is characteristics of circular motion. Let me write the article here. Characteristics of circular motion. Dear students, in the book the two characteristics are given. The first characteristics I will write here. Circular motion is an accelerated motion. So there may be a possibility of asking the question over this characteristic. Circular motion is an accelerated motion. Comment on this or explain why circular motion is an accelerated motion. So to give satisfactory explanation, let me draw one diagram, dear guys. That diagram is like this. We will draw that diagram now. Let us draw the elliptical circle. That elliptical circle suggests a horizontal plane of circular motion like this. And the motion of the particle is anti-clockwise, then suppose these are the positions of a particle like this. For every position draw a tangent lines like this. Draw a tangent, draw a tangent, draw a tangent like this. These are the tangents. These tangents suggest the direction of the linear velocities. v1 vector, here v2 vector, v3 vector, v4 vector, v5 vector, v6 vector. Dear student, let us observe this diagram very carefully. And what is your observation? Let us think from this diagram. The motion of a particle is circular. It is a circular motion. This is the first sentence. It is a circular motion. Okay. What is next sentence? The circular motion is in the anti-clockwise direction. This is second sentence. What is the third sentence? At every position of the particle, we draw a tangent and this tangent suggests the direction of the linear velocities at a particular position of the particle, and the directions of linear velocities goes on changing at every position like this. Direction of linear velocities at every position during the circular motion not remain constant. Direction of linear velocity changes position to position, time to time during circular motion, and as long as direction changes, velocity changes, linear velocity changes, because linear velocity depends upon two factors. It is a vector quantity. It depends upon magnitude as well as direction. So dear guys, from the diagram it is clearly understood that though magnitude changes or may not changes, though magnitude of the velocity, though magnitude of the linear velocity changes or may not changes, but direction of linear velocity at every position of the particle changes, shown by the diagram. And so that linear velocity always changes at every position during circular motion, because direction of linear velocity changes, so called as circular motion is an accelerated motion. That's all. Is it this idea clear to you guys? Magnitude of this velocity, magnitude of this velocity, magnitudes of all linear velocities may change or may not change, don't bother, but definitely directions of linear velocity changes at every position during the circular motion. And this is the most important cause, this is the most important reason to explain, to say, to state circular motion is an accelerated motion. I will repeat again. In an abstract form, in a short form, dear guys, circular motion is an accelerated motion because direction of linear velocity at every position of the particle performing circular motion changes, though its magnitude of the linear velocity may changes or may not changes, but direction of the linear velocity changes at every position of the particle, and so that circular motion is an accelerated motion. Okay, then we'll go to the next characteristic, dear student. Let me clean the board at first. And the second characteristic is circular motion. Circular motion is a periodic motion. Circular motion is a periodic motion. Circular motion is said to be periodic. What is meant by periodic? Particle performing circular motion, particle repeats the path itself after equal interval of time. The particle is here. After some interval of time, it again comes here. Then in the next interval of time, it again comes here. So, particle repeats the circular path with equal interval of time during circular motion, so that we can say that circular motion is a periodic motion. That's all. So after learning the direction of delta theta omega alpha, right hand rule, we have just completed characteristics of circular motion, and then now we have to learn what is meant by uniform circular motion. So I will write here uniform circular motion. uniform circular motion, UCM. So explanation of the uniform circular motion we'll do by stating its definition, then giving some examples, then what is the tangential acceleration, what is the radial acceleration, it is also called as centripetal acceleration, and number 5, what is the angular acceleration. So uniform circular motion, dear student, is explained with the help of these 5 points. Okay, then we'll see uniform circular motion, the definition of uniform circular motion, dear guys. Now what is the definition of uniform circular motion? Definition itself suggests, the title itself suggests the definition. I will repeat again. The title itself suggests the definition. Uniform. The circular motion is constant. Circular motion remains same. Means angular speed omega remain constant. So I will write 3 words here. Angular speed, then linear speed, then magnitude of linear velocity. Magnitude of linear velocity is denoted by like this. So angular speed omega, particle performing circular motion, angular speed omega, or linear speed v, or magnitude of the linear velocity mod v vector, if it remain constant, then the motion is called as uniform circular motion. These 3 words must arise in your definition of uniform circular motion, dear guys. Particle performing circular motion, if angular speed omega, linear speed v. I will repeat again. Particle performing circular motion, if angular speed omega or linear speed v or magnitude of linear velocity modulus of v vector remain constant, then we call it as uniform circular motion. That's all. Have you understood the definition? Then we will discuss about the examples of uniform circular motion. So rotation of the earth around the sun is uniform circular motion. Angular speed remain constant. Motion spinning of the earth with itself, it is also uniform circular motion because angular speed remain constant. So these are some examples. Then we will have to learn now what is tangential acceleration, what is radial acceleration, and what is angular acceleration alpha. So for that purpose, in uniform circular motion, I will draw a diagram again like this. Let me draw the diagram. See here. We have completed definition. We have completed definition. Now we'll have to learn what is angular acceleration alpha, what is radial acceleration AR vector, or it is centripetal acceleration, and what is tangential acceleration. So in uniform circular motion, though the motion is uniform, direction of linear velocity changes. Direction not remain constant. The direction of the linear velocity, ये तो हमें पक्का ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा. See here, ये तो हमें पक्का करना पड़ेगा. मोशन यूनिफॉर्म हो या नॉन यूनिफॉर्म हो, कुछ भी हो, डायरेक्शन ऑफ द लिनियर वेलोसिटी चेंजेस पोजीशन टू पोजीशन. Though it is uniform circular motion, direction of the linear velocity changes. Okay, but tangential acceleration. Write this sentence in your notebook, guys. I will repeat again. This tangential acceleration depends upon the change in magnitude of linear velocity. If the motion is uniform, though directions of linear velocity changes, its magnitude of linear velocity in each and every case remain constant. And if the magnitude of the linear velocity remain constant, then tangential acceleration is zero. No tangential acceleration, because magnitude of the linear velocity in uniform circular motion is constant. And tangential acceleration, write down this sentence. This sentence. Now I am going to explain again. Tangential acceleration depends upon magnitude of the linear velocity. I will repeat again by modifying this sentence again. Tangential acceleration depends upon change in the magnitude of linear velocity. Here, magnitude of the linear velocity at every position does not change. Magnitude of the linear velocity remain constant. Angular speed remain constant. And so that if magnitude remain constant, then there is no tangential acceleration. So in uniform circular motion, tangential acceleration is zero. We have completed 3 points, dear guys. Then the fourth point is radial acceleration AR vector or centripetal acceleration AC vector. Centripetal acceleration depends upon change in the directions of linear velocity. See here, before observing the diagram, write this sentence, dear guys, in your notebook. I will repeat again. Radial acceleration or centripetal acceleration depends upon the change in direction of the linear velocities. Here, though the motion is uniform circular motion, at every position of the particle, direction of the linear velocity changes, and because of having change in direction of the linear velocities, there is a centripetal acceleration, there is a radial acceleration, and that centripetal acceleration, dear guys, is denoted by like this. This is our centripetal acceleration AC, which is directed towards the center, and this centripetal acceleration is due to the change in directions of the linear velocities. Though the motion is uniform, direction of the linear velocity changes, and so that the birth of centripetal acceleration is there. It is also called as radial acceleration because it is passing along the radius towards the center opposite to the direction of the radius vector, because the direction vector is direction of the radius vector is from center to the position outward, and direction of the centripetal acceleration is inward. And so the formula of centripetal acceleration is minus omega square r, dear guys, like this. This negative sign indicates that direction of the centripetal acceleration and radius vector is opposite, or best way we can say that centripetal acceleration AC and radius vector r, these two physical quantities are oppositely directed. This is the meaning of negative sign. So in uniform circular motion, radial acceleration equal to centripetal acceleration is equal to minus omega square r vector. Then what is about alpha? Angular acceleration. So write down this sentence in your notebook, dear guys. Angular acceleration depends upon the change in angular speed. If the angular speed changes, then angular acceleration is born. Angular acceleration appears when angular speed changes. But in uniform circular motion, omega is constant. It is not changing. Linear speed is not changing. Linear speed is constant. And so that in UCM, alpha vector or angular acceleration is equal to 0. So by making use of these 5 points, we can explain more clearly uniform circular motion, dear guys. Observe my lecture again and again. See carefully the points. Write down the definition. Write down the examples. What is tangential acceleration in UCM, which is equal to 0? What is radial acceleration or centripetal acceleration, which is equal to minus omega square r vector? What is angular acceleration alpha vector? That alpha vector is equal to 0. These all points are very useful to explain uniform circular motion. Okay, then it is quite easy now to learn non-uniform circular motion. So non-uniform circular motion, the points of non-uniform circular motion we'll take here like this. We'll write here non-uniform circular motion. Again we have to see definition, then some example regarding non-uniform circular motion, then what is tangential acceleration here, then what is what is radial acceleration or centripetal acceleration here, and then what is alpha here. Okay, then we will see one by one by comparing these points together with uniform circular motion. Then we can easily distinguish uniform circular motion and non-uniform circular motion by making use of these 5 points. So what is definition? In non-uniform, title itself suggests the definition. The motion is not uniform. Angular speed is not a constant. Angular speed always changes, and hence angular speed during the circular motion is not remaining constant. We call it as non-uniform circular motion. Particle performing circular motion in which angular speed omega is not remain constant into bracket always changes is called as non-uniform circular motion. Example, the very common example we can give regarding the fan. Suppose the switch is on. Initially the fan is rest and the fan starts rotating like this. That means angular velocity increases from 0 to maximum. Angular velocity continuously changing from 0 to maximum. The magnitude of the angular velocity or angular speed is not constant. Or in the reverse manner, when the switch is off, then rotating fan starts decreasing its angular velocity and become rest. So angular speed goes on decreasing. Such a motion is called as non-uniform circular motion. So this is the example of non-uniform circular motion. Then now we have to learn tangential acceleration. For that purpose, we will draw the diagram again. See here. The diagram is like this. The diagram is like this. Suppose this is the tangential velocity like this. These are the tangential velocities like this. By drawing a tangent like this, this is v1 vector, this is v2 vector, this is v3 vector, this is v4 vector. Okay, so recall our knowledge. Tangential acceleration depends upon what? In which condition the tangential acceleration depends? That I think you have written already in your notebook, guys. Tangential acceleration depends upon the change in linear speed. Change in linear speed. So in both the cases, velocity, direction of the velocity also changes and its speed also changes. If the speed increases, at that time direction of the tangential acceleration is along the direction of velocity like this. If the speed goes on increasing continuously, then direction of the tangential acceleration is along the direction of velocity. So tangential acceleration depends upon the magnitude of linear velocity, or best way we can say that tangential acceleration depends change in magnitude of linear velocity or change in linear speed. Okay, change in linear speed. Not only direction of linear velocity but also magnitude of linear velocity changes position to position, and since in every position magnitude of the linear velocity changes, we get tangential acceleration. If magnitude of the linear velocity increases, then tangential acceleration is along the direction of the velocity, and if the magnitude of the linear velocity decreases, then tangential acceleration is opposite to the direction of the velocity like this. So these are the most important thing, guys, you will have to remember while learning rotational dynamics. So what is about radial acceleration and centripetal acceleration? In both the cases, whether it is uniform circular motion or non-uniform circular motion, radial acceleration depends upon change in direction of the linear velocity. In both the cases, the directions of the linear velocity always changes. So here is also an radial acceleration having the formula AR vector is equal to minus omega square r vector. Then what is about angular acceleration? In uniform circular motion, angular acceleration alpha is equal to 0 because angular speed is constant. But in non-uniform circular motion, angular speed changes, and because of having change in the angular speed, there is a certain angular acceleration alpha. So angular acceleration alpha arise there, having the formula angular acceleration is there, and that angular acceleration is arise there having the formula d omega vector by dt, like this. And from these 5 points we can easily distinguish. There may be a possibility of asking the question like this: explain uniform circular motion. So explain with the help of these 5 points. Explain non-uniform circular motion. Explain non-uniform circular motion with the help of these 5 points. Or instead of asking such a type of question, the next question is distinguish between uniform circular motion and non-uniform circular motion. Definition, example. What is tangential acceleration? What is tangential acceleration here? What is radial acceleration? What is radial acceleration? What is angular acceleration? What is angular acceleration? So by explaining these 5 points in short, we can easily distinguish. So this is for your homework, guys. Distinguish between uniform circular motion and non-uniform circular motion. So make a distinguishing factor by observing all, reading seriously, and making a study more serious. Don't bother, and make a physics very simple by subscribing my channel Physics Make It Simple by Dr. Rajendra Kobarne. It is free to all, not necessary to register it. No registration required. Only your cooperation is required. Whatever discrepancy, whatever suggestion, whatever the questions, put that all in the comment box after subscribing my channel, so it can make more simple to be for your study and for my video lecture also. Okay, we will meet again for the next lectures.